Hello YouTubers, Novscores here. In this video I'm going to be doing a spoiler-filled review for Transformers The Last Knight. A movie I was highly anticipating for over 3 years, and it turned out to be one of the biggest disappointments I've ever seen. And so, without further ado, I guess I'll begin with it. Once again, there will be spoilers in this video, so if you don't want any spoilers, you don't want to hear anything about the characters or who dies, who lives, whatever, turn away from this video right now. So the movie starts off with like Merlin, played by Stanley Tucci, and he goes and meets one of these knights, one of these red knights. He gives him the staff. The staff is just, unlike the other films, they don't give the staff a name or anything. It's just called the staff. The staff has the power to drain the life from a planet. I don't even know why he gave it to Merlin. Merlin's DNA was infused with the staff, so all his ancestors would be the only ones who could ever use this weapon. So when he dies, that staff is buried with him, and it's buried under the ocean for thousands of years inside the knight's ship, I think. I don't even know what it was. It wasn't even really a ship, to be honest. And so the knights all combined, all 12 knights combined into this one Dragonstorm, to protect Merlin and all that. Then it shows Optimus Prime in space. He's frozen. He lands on Cybertron, which is just moving through space. You know, he crashes on Cybertron. Somehow he survives. I mean, he literally smashes into the planet, survives, not a bother. This was the one scene I liked in the movie, because this scene is just pretty epic, even though they cut a lot of it out from the trailers and a lot of dialogue. I liked this scene and I thought it was pretty cool. But it was very confusing. It really confused me. Because Optimus Prime goes into what I believe was the ignition chamber. I believe that's what it was called. He goes in there. He says, I don't know why I found this funny, but he's like, "My world! What have you done to my world?" And I like how they used Quintessa's original dialogue from the Super Bowl TV spot instead of trailer 3. She says, "Your world is dying. I'm Quintessa, the prime of life. Do you take solace in me?" or something like that, indicating she's Solus Prime, which doesn't make sense considering Solus Prime died and Quintessa in the app was explained to have been created from the seed, which is created by Quintus Prime. She killed Quintus Prime. So the only thing I can think of was that Solus Prime was killed, someone came back to life, was recreated by what's his name? Quintus Prime was influenced by Unicron and then killed Quintus Prime. That's really all I could think of for that. Because this movie, you really have to use your imagination for this movie. When people say that, they're not lying. You really do. Speaking of Unicron, Earth apparently has another name in this movie. What is Earth? It's Unicron. Unicron has made his live-action debut in Transformers The Last Knight. They do not explain. Did you say Earth has another name? Unicron. They don't explain what Unicron is. Although hearing Unicron, the name Unicron being mentioned does make your blood chill and give you goosebumps. They don't explain. They just say Unicron, that's it. It has no meaning to the film. Under the fact that for Cybertron to live, Unicron's life force must be drained, and therefore these 6 horns are coming up around the world because Unicron is awakening or something, I think. And Stonehenge is at the center, so Stonehenge is the fastest way to get to the core. So Quintessa needs the staff to attach it to her ship or something, or the ignition chamber, which will then drain from the night ship, will drain into, by the night ship I mean the one in the ocean, not lockdown ship. It'll drain from Stonehenge. You have to read all I could understood about that. The history was not explained in this one. We were teased that they were going to explain about Sam Witwicky. They showed one picture of him. They didn't explain anything. I mean, the one thing they explained, okay, there's a watch that killed Hitler. That's all I understood about the history in this movie. Somehow Autobot Topspin, who was killed in Transformers Dark of the Moon, is very much alive in this movie. How? I have no idea, but, you know, there you go. What else is there? Cogman. I liked Cogman, you know, he was really funny. He wasn't a headmaster, though. Well, they said he was, but, you know, he never did anything as a headmaster, so I don't know about that. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, as I was saying about Cogman, you know, he's supposed to be a headmaster. Yeah, he's supposed to merge with a character and turn into Austin Martin. But actually, Austin Martin is a different character who... They gave him like 2 or 3 names. I believe his name was Shotgun or something. He looked weird. He had like these weird jetpacks. See him once in robot mode, he transforms off screen. Never seen ever again. That's one character who disappears. There was a weird there's a character in this named Day Trader. He shows up for no reason. Literally comes out to nowhere. Some of the Autobots know him. He shows up to give Bumblebee a new voice, which is how he has a girl's voice. So he just tears that out, and that's useless. That's never seen again. And also, just to throw down Starscream's head, because somehow he found Starscream's head. Then after the humans gave the location of Cade to Megatron Decepticons, because Cade has this talisman that a knight gave him. This talisman makes him the last knight, which is, the title means nothing. He has a thing that makes him the last knight, and so Decepticons want it because they want to kill Unicron to save Primus or Cybertron, whatever you want to call it. So, Megatron finds Starscream's head, and this was interesting because I was pretty sure Megatron would have like an angry, like, you weakling kind of thing, but I also was like, what if he has like a sad kind of reaction? He kind of was. He picks up Starscream's head and he's like, my friend, I will avenge you. You restore our planet and our mission, or something like that. I think he just tosses it away again or something. Never again to be seen. That scene bothered me because then we see Onslaught in the next scene. He gets killed instantly by Drift. That was bothering. Like, we never got to see anything of Onslaught. Decepticon Mohawk was killed by Bumblebee. Mohawk was one of the Decepticons that I really loved. Bumblebee blows into pieces. Although it's questionable if he's dead, considering like when his head comes off, he's like, oh, well, this isn't supposed to happen. I can't do his voice. Nitro, I liked Nitro. He would have been better if he didn't talk. And the question, I'm not even sure if Nitro died, considering that, when Bumblebee shoots him in the head, like, does he? I'm guessing he died. I don't know. Hot Rod was pretty cool. I suppose he did contribute to the story a bit. If he wasn't there, the TRF would have caught Edmund Burton, or Vivian and Cade would have been killed by Quintessa. Megatron would have killed Hound. That scene when Megatron's about to stab Hound, like, Hot Rod shoots him and this thing goes on and all these bullets go into Megatron's face. And this bit's weird. Optimus Prime bursts out in order. There's not a fight between Optimus and Megatron. There's no fight. It's just explosions, Cade running. You see Optimus's head in the background or something. Then he tears off Megatron's arm, kicks him out of the ship, and Megatron can't transform, so he literally like goes flying out the ship and then just like falls. So I don't know if he's dead or alive or what's going on, but who knows. And pretty much all the Decepticons died. I think the Berserker, you saw him once in the movie. Never seen ever again. They didn't free him, so he's like the only Decepticon that's lived. Dreadbot was killed by Grimlock. Slug appears once in a scene where he takes it to TRF. Grimlock was in there like 2 or 3 times for no reason. Many Dinobots have no reason. Scorn, my favourite Dinobot, not in the movie at all. Don't know why. Nido was strafe. And so it was just really... I hated that they did that. As well as that, the film's mostly just, Cogman picks up Cade and they fly to England. Somehow Barricade drives to England because, Barricade can drive across the ocean probably. They don't fight. There's that chase between Barricade and Bumblebee. Barricade transforms like, oh, that hurt. You see him again once more later on, like the end of the movie, and that's it. He doesn't fight Bumblebee. Now, the fight between Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. This was a letdown. It's just everything in the trailer, bar that scene where Optimus chokeslams him. It's all those other scenes with like 2 other scenes. And this really bothered me how this fight ended because, Bumblebee can't talk at all throughout this movie. And basically, Optimus became Nemesis Prime. I think he donned that name on himself, or Quintessa gave to him. I can't exactly remember. I don't even know, do I call her Quintessa or Solus Prime? But anyway, Bumblebee's fighting Optimus, but Optimus is about to stab him. Bumblebee suddenly talks out of nowhere. He's like, I am your friend. And Optimus, literally his eyes just turn blue. The red mark disappears. He realizes what he's done, drops his sword. That's the end of that. Knights come along, punch Optimus into the ground. They're about to kill him. They tell him Quintessa is the ultimate deceiver, the master of trickery, which is another confusing thing because a master of trickery is Liege Maximo, another Prime who, in the app, who just banished off into space. He's one of three Primes influenced. I'm guessing Solus was the third, the Fallen was the first one. So, I don't know if Quintessa is meant to be a mix of Solus Prime and Liege Maximo. If she's Liege Maximo, if she's Solus Prime, I have no freaking idea. Anyway, yeah, I was really sad that scene. I thought Optimus was going to die. Cade just, the talisman turns into a sword. Cade defends the blow. That's it. Then Optimus flies off into Cybertron. Megatron activates the staff. They open up Stonehenge to drain Unicron's life. And then it's just, like, all the writing was just very poor. Like, the scenes just jumped around like that, and there was, like, they didn't even explain, like, they could have explained Unicron, they could have explained Galvatron, they could have explained Barricade. There's just so much they could have even explained Quintessa better. Quintessa was the character I was looking forward to seeing the most in this movie because of how badass she looked. I was really disappointed she didn't even have the skin hand anymore. She was fully robotic. So I don't know if she's a Transformer or a swap, because, at the ending of the movie, she practically is a Transformer, but I'll get onto that in a minute. The only scene I liked about Quintessa is when she's talking to Optimus with the Knights of Iacon. I don't even know if they're the same Knights of Cybertron. Which reminds me, there's 12 Knights. How did they combine into Dragonstorm when 3 of them die? Optimus Prime kills 2 of them. The other one, Skeletron, he was showing the toy, he was really badass. TRF are blasting him, it's pretty sad. I thought he was going to die. And he just disappears and he's never shown, so I'm guessing he dies. That freaking sucked. Bumblebee's hammer comes out of nowhere. They never even explained if that was a Force of Solus Prime or not. And then, which I'm guessing it's not. If Quintessa is Solus Prime, then it's not. But they also didn't explain how Cybertron got a lot smaller or anything like that. And then just like, at least an hour of the movie is just NASA looking at that same image of Cybertron just coming down, and it's just nothing plays out in the order you think it is. The soundtrack is terrible, and I can't even sing this. I love the Transformers movies, I loved all the others, but this one was horrible. These fucked up so badly. And the ending, I did not understand the ending. I mean, they don't have plans for Transformers 6. Yes, they have plans for next year. There's a Bumblebee prequel. Then in 2019 there's Transformers 1, which is a prequel set in Cybertron billions of years ago, even though Transformers only existed for 65 million years. Then after that they have like a G.I. Joe crossover and a Roman film, and we don't know anything else beyond that. But, the ending of the movie, it's because in a fight, at the ending it's like after Megatron stuff, it's Optimus and Bumblebee, and I think Hot Rod, they're all trying to grab Quintessa because she's doing nothing. She's on top of the staff just like this for like 10 whole minutes. And then Optimus, I thought he was going to fight Quintessa. I know, she just electrocutes him, that's that. And Bumblebee speaks again for once. The only other time he speaks after the movie, because after he speaks with his radio again, he kills Quintessa, he shoots her, and she like disintegrates into nothingness. I can't even remember what they did with the staff. I think Vivian took it. I don't even know if it was destroyed, it might have been. Stops Cybertron coming down. Squeaks sacrifices himself by destroying the ignition chamber. He picks up this ginormous gun that's like the size of Optimus. He shoots the chamber or something, and then he gets blasted around. And I think he goes off of Cybertron, or he's there when the whole thing explodes, I can't remember. But the most retarded thing about this movie is that Optimus Prime is away for it all, and then he just comes back. He's just underwater in the ship, even though he was on Cybertron, so there's no way how he got to Earth. But there you go. And as well as that, there was also that Optimus Prime's speech was just terrible in this one. On about like uniting both races so that, both worlds could exist peacefully. Even though the whole theme of the movie is for one world to live, the other must die, which is even one of the bits of his dialogue, which they cut out of the movie. But no, Cybertron doesn't die, neither does Unicron. Unicron lives, Cybertron lives. It's just there, suspended in the sky. What is there? The ending is just weird. Quintessa is reborn as like a human, which is Gemma Chan, the voice actress for her, dressed up in like this blue dress. Funny enough, it does kind of resemble her. And then she goes and meets this random guy in the desert, which I'm going to assume logically, for no reason, just because he's just some random guy there, that he's going to be the human villain of the next one. And then she talks to him, and they're talking about the horns that are coming out of the desert, which are apparently growing by like 10 feet every day or something, I don't know. And then, like, Quintessa says something like, don't touch him, he doesn't like to be touched, he's the reason you're alive, or something like that. And the movie ends with, like, her eyes going purple. It's just really ridiculous. The characters, Day Trader disappears, never to be seen again. Barricade just disappeared. Cogman disappeared, and he disappears after Sir Edmund Burton's death. He gets killed by Megatron. It was a really sad scene, but, it showed Megatron's ruthlessness. His walking stick turns into like a machine gun. He shoots Megatron. Megatron, of course, shoots back at him. Edmund Burton gets blasted, and that was a really sad scene. Even though Cogman spent like most of the movie saying that he hated Sir Edmund Burton, he's kind of sad at the end. So at least the emotion was right in this movie. But even though a lot of this movie, funny enough, is just Megatron getting blasted and just rolling around on the ground. That's pretty much it. But this was the one movie that felt like a genuine Transformers movie, because you had Decepticons with personalities, with Autobots with personalities, and then you'd Unicron, you'd Nemesis Prime, you'd Quintessa, Solus Prime, Legion Maximum, whatever the hell she is. Infernicus was another disappointing thing. He's supposed to be Quintessa's guardian and stay in the toys, but actually the Knights are her guardians, but they betrayed her. Infernicus is just a random Decepticon that's just there. Optimus kills him pretty easily. He stabs him. They all come apart. Optimus just beheads him, which is cool. But, in case you missed the fact that Optimus kills 6 enemies in one beheading, they had to show it again from 3 different angles. And it felt like a genuine Transformers movie, but it was still, like, really poorly written. There was, like, you didn't know who half the characters were. The movie would have been better without, like, all the Transformers with the humans. Could have just been another Independence Day movie. That's pretty much what it felt like. But, I liked the humour. I liked Cogman. It was pretty funny. There's a bit where Edmund Burton's talking about the Knights, and then there's this dramatic music playing. It's actually Cogman and an organ. And then there's this woman singing, and it's actually Cogman singing. And it's pretty cool. But yeah, this movie was really disappointing. I expected better. I was hoping it would be as good as Age of Extinction, if not better. But of course, it can't be, because these new writers just got really, really bad. And I hope the next 9 Transformers movies aren't as bad. But maybe I'm going to see this film the second time on my birthday, July 13th, or I might see it before then, I don't know. But I will be seeing it a second time. I'm hoping I'll enjoy it more the second time, even though I pick up on a few things I missed. But, I'm pretty sure I got a lot of stuff. This movie is just too fast paced. You don't even know who half the characters are, and there's a lack of transformations. I don't even think Bumblebee even transformed at all. Oh yeah, speaking of Bumblebee, he gets blown. We can do that thing where he separates. They don't explain that. That's not explained. He does that twice. He does that after he gets killed. He doesn't get killed. After the fight with Optimus or Nemesis Prime, because Nemesis picks him up. He's like, I am Nemesis Prime, you are nothing. And he just tears his doors off. Bumblebee just puts everything back together, can talk somehow. That's not explained. They just wanted... they were listening to fans. Fans wanted Bumblebee to talk, let's make Bumblebee talk. Fans wanted Unicron, let's put in Unicron. Even though the normal moviegoer is just going to think it's just Earth with a different name. Even though it's much more than that. Like, it's just... I don't know. I honestly... I know this is probably a terrible review for you guys, but I just can't even talk about this movie so much because it's just that bad. Then all I can think is just the reoccurring scenes that were just, I don't know. Dragonstorm was useless. He disappears up to Cybertron at the end after it's all over. Isabella Moner, I was looking forward to seeing her in the movie. She was useless. They might as well call as well, the last night might as well have been Vivian instead of Cade, because she was the one who was the key to it all. She had the staff. She was the key to saving Unicron. I don't even know if Unicron's supposed to be a bad guy. I mean, he's Earth, and he's not really doing much things, so technically Primus is the bad guy and Unicron's the good guy. Unicron influenced Quintessa to be evil, I'm guessing. I don't know. It's really convoluted, and it conflicts with the app, and the app conflicts with the story of the other film, so I have no idea. This film is just really poorly put together. I can't even review it properly. It was just that bad that my mind just can't even fathom words for it. So yeah, that's really all I need to say. I just need to ramble on with some of the scenes in the movie. I hope you were able to put up with that. Sorry if I dragged that out for too long, but I'm sure many of you would agree with me with this. Whether you hate the Transformers films or love them, this is a terrible one. It's the worst one. It's enjoyable for its humor and for some returning characters, but that's about it. I'm actually disappointed. One more thing. No Autobots died. In every Transformers movie, Autobots die. Okay, Squeaks died. I didn't even like Squeaks. He was useless, but I'm glad he died. We were told he would transform, by the way, at the end. Did he transform into a Vespa? No, he didn't. He's just really bad. But anyway, as well as, the mini Dinobots, they didn't even explain them either. It's just horrendous movie. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. Nova Scorus out.